All right, guys, welcome back to Food Spar Home and Garden. And today we are not doing a regular video today because honestly, it's been raining like no other. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't had a chance to get outside or do any of the projects that I've been wanting to do outside. It seems like there's always like something going on with the rain, or like last weekend it rained all the time. No chance to go do anything at all. So anyway, um just kind of giving you guys an update on our home improvement projects and stuff like that. At this point in time, uh there is a bunch of changes coming to the channel. We are going to be updating a bunch of things actually. Um, and if you guys have questions, just leave them down below or whatever, and I'll try to get back to you. Um, We have several painting projects coming around. I would love to finish the house outside because if you guys were with me last year, you will know that we've been doing a lot of painting projects. On the trim of the house is totally ugly. It's like this ugly rust color. The flowers are pretty and blooming, which you saw from my picture that I showed you. They're lovely, so we'll have to do a garden tour and a garden update from last year's flowers and pots that I planted. If you guys have dogs or any of that kind of thing, there is a whole thing about garden plants and um updating all of that stuff. I have had so many problems this year because it was so bad with our weather in Colorado to where it actually made a lot of our plants die. So right now, the plants are dead in a lot of the pots that I did last year. Unfortunately, it's like, oh well, stuff happens, I guess. That's kind of the outcome of doing all of this stuff. It could have been who knows what, but usually the plants of where I buy them from are a little bit more hardier. Some of the other plants survived, so I'm like wondering what the heck happened. Even my one of my plants that I'd had for like 13, 14 years, it actually died, which was really strange. So I am going to have to dig that up and probably replace it. It's fine. Um, I've been kind of needing to put some more color into the garden anyway. Some of my roses up at the front are also have passed away, so we'll have to redo those. I don't know that we'll get to it this year because of the fact that um money is a little tight this year. Um, so we'll see what happens with that. Might end up doing other things like there is not going to be a vegetable garden this year because of that factor too. So we will be not doing a vegetable garden this year because it is very costly, and because of the budget of the inside of the house, it has become to where it is a little bit scary with all the stuff that I'm trying to pay off. So we'll have to do that. The other thing is that um, we are getting some of our projects done that wasn't planned for this summer. I usually like to get my projects done on the outside during the summertime, and the inside projects, I like to do those during the wintertime because there's more time to do it and it's so cold outside. And when it's hot, I'd rather be outside. So, um, We are doing some more projects that are carrying over to the inside of the house because of the weather has been so crappy. Um, so rainy and yucky, and usually it is way hotter by now. So it's cold, and we are not going to have much of a summer this year. Um, I have a feeling that it's going to be a weird one, honestly. More wet has to do with the fact that the winter was so cold last year. So that will be another thing. Um, Updates, there will be a video next week. I did do it all last week and I finished it up yesterday when I got off work. It wasn't quite complete, so I wanted to not have the whole thing into a part 1 and 2 because the part 2 is actually going to be more interesting than the part 1. Although part 1's kind of interesting, except well, you'll just have to wait to see it. There's some fun things. Some of you, if you decide to do my new membership thing, which you don't have to do, but you get to learn things early, which is kind of cool. If you get to learn things early, then you get to know what's going on our house projects and everything else early, which gives you a basis of kind of getting in before everybody else. So that's one of the perks of doing the membership. I think it's $14.99 is what I have it as right now. Um, so if that's something that you guys want to do, you can definitely. You just have to put the join button at the top of the button on the Food Aspire homepage. It does ask there, but it's not required at all. It's not required at all. You can still find out stuff and get to know about stuff early or later. And when that would be when all the other videos come out. There might be some special perks as far as videos and stuff like that. You get to see all the videos early, and then also you get to have pictures early too. So there was some pictures and posts that came out earlier. So if anybody ever decides to get that, you'll get to know some of the colors and some other things that might be popping up here and there that might be early access to stuff. One of the other things that you guys might find out is just little extra tidbits before everybody. Um, you also get a little banner thing or icon or whatever you want to call it. Uh, excuse me. Um, for the how long you've been with the channel and all that other stuff, which is kind of fun too. Um, so whatever you guys um think, that sort of a thing. Um yeah, feel free to also head back and give any sort of questions or whatever too. That's kind of cool. That we can kind of do interacting. I don't know if you guys like the live videos because I've had a lot of live videos done in the past couple months. I kind of stopped doing them because I was getting more views on the actual channel stuff that we were doing compared to like some of the live videos, which have more talking. I'm thinking about not doing as much talking on my videos. Um, that kind of a thing. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Um, more talking on lives, maybe actually scheduling a few times, a week or once a week or something that has to do with, talking videos and talking about what's going on. There still is, let's see, there was a tree branch situation, where I did do the tree branches and I used that chainsaw were worked out really well, from Harbor Freight that was recommended. The other thing is that I still have one whole tree branch, excuse me, coming out someday. I don't know if I'm gonna do that tomorrow or end up doing something else tomorrow that's associated with the video that will be out for next week. Um, there is a chance, depending on what happens after next week, I will be on 2 weeks vacation from my job as a hygienist. I have decided that I needed a break um coming up, and that break is a definite need to be. I haven't had a break for a year. So it's time for that to happen also. So, what am I doing? I do not know what I'm going to be doing. I was planning on going to Arizona or someplace out of state, but I don't know if I will be doing that now. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that are happening that need to be done. Uh, but we'll see what happens. There is also a potential for eventually that we'll get a new German Shepherd, but of course that all takes money too. Um, Hopefully a female for my baby, who I currently have, Nishobi, because he needs a companion. He can't be here by himself, all the time. That kind of a thing. But again, that is very expensive. So that might be something that never happens or doesn't happen until after later down the road. I do not know. We'll have to find out what happens in the next couple months. Um, and of course, we're still going to do our fabulous videos. I may change the order of the videos too. I know that I am currently doing some videos on Monday, which are the food recipe ones. Oh, excuse me. Wednesday is kind of up in the air for extra videos, and then Fridays are usually my DIY. We may add in one extra day if we decide to do Sundays, or I mean DIY, or excuse me, live videos, but I don't know that we're going to do that. If anything, I'd probably move the day that we do maybe the DIY, I don't know, because with the way that the schedule falls and all that stuff, it makes it kind of hard for me because I do have to do like C courses and stuff like that for my current job, which are usually scheduled on a Wednesday or a Thursday. So having videos back to back on YouTube, depending on the analytics and all that other stuff, sometimes it doesn't work as well, according to other people, kind of thing. But then again, we could do back to back videos too, which might be kind of fun to do that. But then again, I don't know if we just continue doing Fridays. We could definitely do that. That might be kind of fun to do Fridays. As our live video day, same time, 7 probably. And then on Saturdays do like our DIY, I don't know. Still trying to figure all that out. I've got a couple possible product review things coming up. Um, I'm trying to figure that one out right now. I would love it for more kind of product reviews, or, anybody who wants to integrate with Food Aspire. That would be awesome. We're trying to still figure out that whole scenario. Um, I've had several over the past couple months that have not panned out, just because people not getting back to me. But that's okay. We just have to get started somewhere and know that we can do it, and it will work out just fine. Uh, Excuse me. One of the other great projects that we are going to be working on is probably going to be the laundry room. Um, I have figured out that it would be not that much to actually do that laundry room and tile it up, but also maybe the bathroom, because the bathroom has mold in it, and it has black mold, and I've been trying to get rid of it. And I think the best way to get rid of it would be to tile it, because there is water that does sometimes shoot out of the bathtub. Not that there's a leak or anything, but it overflows at some points in time because I'm really bad at keeping what do I want to say? Uh, Water levels in the tub, not to have it overflow. So, anyway, you know how that goes. Uh, it is what it is. Um, so anyway, it goes up against one of the areas and causes a mold issue, and it did that before I was here, or before I had bought in the house. But then I fixed it, and then now it's back again. So they must have had the same problem with it also. It's an old bathtub, so it will have to be fixed also, as far as getting that excuse me, jeez Louise. Um, as far as getting that fixed, eventually this house is probably going to be sold. Um, because I'm just doing what I think that I would like is true, but also is probably going to be sold at one point in time, because of the fact of the area and stuff like that just doesn't work out for Nishoba and I. We have several future plans that we would love to do. We would like to get more subscribers this year. We have some goals this year. Our goals are more subscribers and more videos pertaining to the house. Trying to get it done as soon as possible would be lovely. We do not know where we're moving yet, but of course we have to get closer and closer to being done before we can kind of think about that. But one of the goals of the channel would be to finish all of the yard. That includes the deck, and it includes, potting and planting and stuff like that. The other thing would be finish the garden, because the garden is messed up at this point in time. There was an issue with the fence, and so not the new fence, the old fence. So we have to fix that. Um, the other thing would be fix the sprinkler system. There I found a broken sprinkler area, and then also get a place for the trash cans, and weed everything, make sure it's perfect, make sure all the walkways are perfect. The front door is going to have to be fixed. The, driveway is going to have to be fixed and repaired. Um, and there's probably going to have to be, like, a mini split or something put into the garage for the dogs. That may not be on somebody's top of the list for all this stuff, but it probably would be more likely that somebody would want to have that garage because of that factor, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. The other thing would be, like, for the house, we have to tile the floor, finish all the painting, put the cabinets back together, make sure the laundry room is, figured out. There will be new cabinetry and stuff in that, and some other things, to make it more of a functional area. It is not a functional area at this point in time. And then, of course, make sure the floor is done in the living room, or no, in the living room, geez Louise. In my closet, I have a walk-in closet that needs to be fixed. The flooring is movable at this point in time. Um, I thought it was going to be a temporary thing, so that's why it's the way it is. The other thing would be that, excuse me, jeez Louise. Just redoing, some holes and stuff like that that we need to take out for some old, um, nightstands in in the bedroom, and then, of course, the bathroom needs to be fixed and functional again, and, of course, the paint colors, updated in all of the rooms, because you need to have updated paint and have it looking nice. The baseboards have to be all done too. So there's quite a bit of stuff that needs to be done to this house. Still, the flooring is really bad in the kitchen. It's actually warping and coming up. So I have an idea of what kind of flooring to do, but the problem is the money is not there yet. So um the it takes a while to get that to put together, and then also you have to have all the underlayment and all that stuff. And I think we would have to get a pod or something for storage for all of the furniture. Just otherwise we could probably put it in one of the other rooms. The other thing would be is that I have to fix my front gate. It is now really broken. I've had that gate for 15 years or so. So that gate 14, 15 years. So that gate is broken and my dog has come out of it a couple times, and so I need to make sure that I fix that gate as soon as possible. Possibly the fence, which is probably one of the top priorities right now. So I'm kind of debating whether or not that comes before the bathroom or what. I do not know. But I guess we'll have to figure that one all out. There's such a big long list, but the thing about it is that it's all getting checked off, which is fabulous. You want it to get checked off. Um, that's the thing. And it is getting checked off, just a little bit at a time, which is really awesome. Um, and I keep drawing lines through stuff. So we just need to keep going, keep doing videos every weekend, and keep it what we keep on keeping up. And keep inspiring, and all the stuff that we normally do. So hopefully these rainy days won't last for very long. I'd love to be outside pulling weeds. My peonias, peonies, sorry, excuse me, peonies are very gorgeous right now, and hopefully we could do like a little, excuse me, garden tour of everything. Um, which would probably be nice also to have all of that. Um, and then also I have a lot of yard cleanup to do, which I found out that my new trash service actually takes the yard waste, which is fabulous. My old one did too. And for a lot less expensive than my old one was, so that's even better. Um usually on Fridays is movie night for me. So we usually do a movie tonight, but we're on uh YouTube live with you guys today. We also tend to do all the errands and stuff for the week and any errands that I have to do for meal prepping for the following week. You will be seeing a new video come out for meal prepping on or a new recipe on Monday. It will be a chili relleno dish, which it is a casserole more than, fried, which will be way healthier. If you guys have any recipe ideas, you can always link them down in the description below, and maybe we'll do one of your guys' suggestions in one of our cooking videos, because we could always use more suggestions on different things to cook. I have a bunch of things that we still are able to do, um, that we will be cooking here in the future. Some of them have been on some of the TikToks and stuff like that, because I just want to try it and see if we can make a different recipe that was more gluten-free friendly, but you can always substitute anything that I do for regular um flour, of course. Um, I guess I could also start putting maybe some of the regular flour uh, measurements in there, but I'm so used to gluten-free and cassava and all that stuff that sometimes it's hard to do all that stuff. Um, the recipe for for the chili relleno, oh my god, it's so good. It's kind of inspired me to do like a different type of a salsa in the future. So I think maybe we'll have like a different type of a salsa um come up too. I don't have access to my tomato plants like I usually do during the year. I did not do a garden. We're gonna actually clean out all the garden beds and the stock tanks and everything, and the wall has fallen down that is made of stone that's over there, and I've rearranged some of the stuff um to where we're not going to have a garden fence anymore over there. So what probably will happen is that um there's going to be some rearranging and fixing of the garden so that maybe we can do something next year for the gardening versus this year, because all the water stuff is really expensive. um it is so expensive, it's crazy. um my area in Colorado has one of the highest rates, unfortunately, for water. Um, and when it comes to summertime, it's like over $200 to water, because it gets so hot sometimes around this area. So that's why it takes so long um for or it, that's why it's so much anyway. for, water, and possibly also because of the area, because everything's more expensive over in this area, so, um and also because I probably like to water a little bit too much, but thank God for the rain, because then we don't have to deal with that as much, right? I mean, that's always a good plus of having the rain come in through everything, once a day or once a day, yeah. So I really don't have to do anything this year. Makes it kind of hard for, having vegetables this year in Colorado because there is no, I mean, it's gonna get a late start, so it has not been that warm over here. It's probably be in the 50s and 60s mostly. Today was probably in the 70s, which we haven't seen, like, all summer, and last year it was, like, 80s and 90s by this time last year, so, this is not a normal summer, it's very cold, not the greatest time of year for stuff right now, that kinda thing, so maybe one of these days, it will get back warm again, but it does not uh feel like, um, a regular summer this year. It's just awful. I miss my heat and everything else. So, one thing about the future is Food Aspire Home and Garden. So, we probably can only do so much in this channel as far as like this house goes. There's only so many projects that can happen in this house. So most likely, our next project, in the future, and this is way in the future, after this house is done, we will probably be moving to a new area, hopefully somewhere with land, of course. That's what we're looking into at this point in time. Something with more land, something with animals. Um, that way we can have like more animals and land and kind of do that kind of a thing. I don't know any of the logistics, but that's all I know at this point in time. But that is one of the goals of Food Aspire Home and Garden. And it will still probably be named the same thing. I don't know. You know, we might even get a place that we could have like as a ranch or a farm or whatever. We might even have chickens. We can't have chickens. Well, we can have chickens here. It's just they have to be all female. None of them can be roosters, and you have to get a permit and all this stuff. So it's not really the most easiest thing in the world. If we wanted to do it, yeah, we would do it. But it's just too hard in this area. So we probably will be moving to an area with land. Is it going to be in Colorado? I don't know if it's going to be in Colorado, honestly. Um, it may have to be in a warmer climate. Um, because of when I get older and everything else, we might not be able to handle the climate here in Colorado anymore. Might be easier for me to do a warmer climate. So I don't know. These are all things that are still up in the air, you know, just playing around things, just going over goals of the channel, you know, things like that. So I will probably always do YouTube because I'm finding it fun and something that my new passion is of, you know, something creating something fun and exciting. Maybe my methods are different, and maybe they're not exact like everybody else, but that's how you learn how to do stuff. Um, and that's all how you learn. You kind of have to do things and look on YouTube and ask people questions and stuff like that. My methods may not be um the most current and up to date and all that other stuff. Uh, or there might be a better way of doing it, but this is just the way that I do it, and I have done some research on stuff, but I'm no expert. I have a dental hygiene background. I don't have any DIY background except for doing stuff when I was a kid and watching it being done. But that's just about it. Um, Nothing else. So it's just about um kind of getting out of your comfort zone in a way. We all want to stay where it's nice and comfortable, but sometimes we need to venture out um, in certain circumstances and try to find something that we aspire to do or that we can get creative in, or like helping people in different ways because we may not be able to do our job for a long period of time. That's another thing. And I think that, just by having this channel and having um, other things like that, that it's actually fun and more exciting than what I do now. Yes, what I do helps people too, but this is in a different way because I don't think I'm going to be able to do that forever. So this is another way of doing things. Um, and maybe the things that I do might be something that puts a smile on somebody's face, or maybe it doesn't, but at least I know that I am having fun and I'm doing what I like to do. And I don't have to worry about, my current job is very stressful and hard to do. So sometimes I need an outlook and we all need an outlook, and this is what I do. So, um, I love the fact that each and every one of you are a part of the Food Aspire family. And um, I love the fact that you guys are so supportive and try to, weigh in on some things, that you guys have said in the comments. And I love that you guys are trying to get involved. And if you guys want to, you can leave a comment down below. Of course, my community guidelines is that you just be respectful. If you're not respectful, then you might not have a chance to be on this channel any longer. So that would be one of the other things that I like or want is for everybody to be respectful of comments and stuff like that too. So that is just one of the guidelines and something that I require of for this channel. Um, and of course, to have fun and do something inspiring. And I always tell you guys at the end, hey, inspire something in something that you love, because that's what we're all doing. We're trying to find those little things that keeps us going, and doing this channel are those little things that keep me going on a daily basis. So, and it could be just the fact that you get to come and you get to watch and you don't have to deal with your life for that day or whatever, that's kind of how I want this channel to be, is fun and doing stuff and taking care of the home, the life, and kind of the animals and stuff like that. So, um, I am going to get off of the chat for today, And I hope you guys have, enjoyed the, videos and everything else. I hope you guys inspire to do something wonderful in your life, no matter what it is, and inspire other people to do something wonderful in theirs. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Do something fun and exciting. DIY it or inspire to create something or do a new recipe or something for fun and take part in doing something that you don't get to do every day and something that you have fun at. Um, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. So have a wonderful rest of your day.